Teacup.
Hi everyone, my name is IKUKO100. Welcome back. This is the second episode of how to create a teacup. We had created plaster models for a cup and a handle with previous episode. So today we'll move on to mold making. Right, we start with the cup. First, let's apply some soft soap throughout the model. Okay, now we are using this backlight to create some parts. The mold we are going to create will basically look like this. The top, the bottom, and some side parts. We are starting with the side parts, and I think we can split the side into 4 sections. The number of side parts you need to create depends on how much your model is complicated or how simple it is. The fewer the mold parts are, the better it is. However, as long as each part will come apart with no undercut issue, it doesn't really matter. Right, I've left some marks to see where to split, so let's get started. First, we put a small amount of buff clay on the board with thick surface like this. And put the model down on this. Now, if we look at the diagram, the model will be sandwiched between these partition boards, and it's nice to have these angles with 90 degrees. So let's adjust it by filling some buff clay underneath the model. Right, now we are going to create walls with buff clay like this. Technically, the mold needs to have at least 15 millimeters of thickness from the surface of the model. Well, I normally give about 30 millimeters of thickness with this size of the model, just in case. Okay, this looks fine to me. So now, let's put the masking tape around this. This is actually very important because if the wall breaks, the plaster will leak and you will have a disastrous result. So always make sure that you consolidate the walls with masking tape and pour the plaster in. Oops. We carefully take the buff clay off so that the mold will not come off the model yet. Right, this is what we've got now. We briefly make the joint surface nice and tidy. and create some keys with this penny coin. And apply some soft soap throughout. Okay, we have 3 more sections to complete the side part. And what I'm gonna do is to fill the middle section with buff clay so that we can pour the plaster into both sections at the same time. Masking tape. And plaster. And the last section of the side parts. Again, tidy up joint surfaces. Create some keys. And the soft soap. This time is easy. Just surround this with partition boards. Masking tape. And plaster. Right, once all the side parts have been completed, don't forget to put the elastic band around them. We don't want the mold to come off the model at this stage, so keep them together tightly. Now we are moving on to the bottom part. It's quite common to find plaster leakage around this area, so let's remove them and make the surface nice and tidy. Create some keys. Soft soap. Partition board. Masking tape. And plaster. Okay, the last section, the top part. First, like always, we make the surface nice and tidy. And create some keys. And soft soap. Now, the space we are going to fill the bath plane will be the hole to pour the slip in and out. The reason for having this shape is, once you have poured the slip out during the slip casting process, your work will look like this. So what will be happening is, we insert the knife about somewhere here, and turn the turntable to separate the top mold from the rest. And when we take it off, it will look like this. And here once again, we insert the knife, but horizontally this time, because this edge will be the rim of the cup, and turn the turntable to cut this excess clay off. If you keep this margin too wide, it will be tricky to cut it off. So I recommend you to have about 5mm of margin here. And fill some bath clay with a bit of angle. I think it's good. And now, take the elastic band off. And surround this with partition boards. Masking tape. And plaster. Okay, I think this is it for today. I hope my explanation was helpful enough for those who are interested in learning the mold making. Thank you very much for watching. Bye now!